Greetings from the Philippines to the world. We are on Facebook Live on Eagle News and also on our streaming site, eaglenewslive.com. Watch us on our YouTube channel at Eagle News. I am Cesar Padillacos. Welcome to Open for Business. Join me discover the latest news and information and business around the world. Stay ahead of the curve from vision to action. The latest World Bank report says that the ongoing COVID-19 outbreak and the imposed community quarantines highlight the need to accelerate the digitalization of the Philippine economy. This would require having resilient and affordable internet services that enable business continuity, disease tracking and monitoring, supply chain management, expansion of e-commerce, digital financial services, technology-based entrepreneurship, and digital public service and social protection delivery. Embracing the digitalization of the Philippine economy, we also look at the bigger picture as we thread on the fourth industrial revolution. In this episode of Open for Business, we continue to listen to the thoughts of MSMEs on FIRE. What is FIRE? How can the fourth industrial revolution be applied to businesses? How is this related to digital transformation? How can MSMEs start to operate under FIRE and what are its benefits? Part 2 of our interviews with MSMEs on the fourth industrial revolution will come next. This is Open for Business. Stay tuned.
Patindi ng patindi at tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapakita ng galing ng ating mga TNG aspirants.
You're just too good to be true.
It up, you came to get it drunk with a dame, I shit it drunk, you got it.
When I was a child.
Abangan ng kanilang performances sa pinakamalaking talent competition sa buong bansa, Tagisan ng Galing.
Tagisan ng Galing is presented by SMC Infrastructure, building a better world. Sandig sugar-free white coffee, puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na Sandig sugar-free white coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free. Vet-approved Nutrichos, the only premium dog food with active boost for optimum energy and prebiotics that help strengthen immunity. Just like Catherine Bernardo, gawing listo ganado ang fur babies niyo. Listo ganado sa Nutrichos. Magnolia Chicken Templados, delicious, ready to cook and freshly marinated daily. Pure Foods Lunch and Meat, pure sarap for every family. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Walang duda, kids can tell na #1 ang Pure Foods Tender Juicy. Ang tender, ang juicy, ang sarap. Co-presented by Cooper, expert in air conditioning and electromechanical. Also engaged in structural, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services. Cooper, your ultimate MEPS and air conditioning solutions. Unlad Incorporated International, fight against global poverty. New San Jose Builders Incorporated. Canrib Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. Vita Herbs Philippines Green Coffee, masarap, mabango, at healthy pa. Puerto Rico Resort and Convention Center, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. I love Puerto Rico. In participation with Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint, Matimco, R Square Variables Incorporated, Compizel Enterprises, Saisho International Trading Corporation, DN Steel, EMAC UPB Roof Corporation.
Listo at ganado ang baby ko sa vet-approved Nutrichunks with active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat, with essential nutrients to help them grow healthy and happy. Listo, ganado sa Nutrichunks.
Skyway Stages 1 and 2, the elevated toll road system project, run from a section of the South Luzon Expressway from Alabang to Magallanes, Makati. The Skyway Stage 3 is an elevated expressway connecting the South Luzon Expressway through the existing Skyway Stages 1 and 2 to the North Luzon Expressway via Balintawak. Skyway Stage 4 is an 80-kilometer mixed elevated and at-grade toll road that will connect the existing Skyway system, starting from the FTI section all the way to Bulacan.
Hey, Gretchen Ho here, and I'm a white coffee lover. Creamy kasi, and very yummy. Pero mas masarap kung hindi nakaka-guilty. Check my new discovery, Sandmade Sugar-Free White Coffee. Puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na! Sandmade Sugar-Free White Coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free.
Ikaw lang ang star ng buhay ko. Para sa akin, perfect ka. Ibang klase ang sarap ng corned beef mo. Ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Pag Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, sarap ng corned beef, inangat pa ng real cheese cubes. Kaya perfect ang sarap. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef.
My name is Senthil Kumar, Indian national, married to Filipina. If you see for SME, the small and medium enterprise, or MSME, more than 90% companies are SMEs. They would not be interested for digital transformation. It's mostly they need to hit their bottom line and make some profit, that's it. Out of more than 90%, I don't remember exact profiling, most of the SME companies would not be interested in any kind of a digital transformation. For me, digital transformation in a very layman's language is all about making your life easy and more comfortable. So the operational readiness will take some time for Philippines to move into that aspect of digital transformation. In my experience in Philippines in the last 6 years, I have been involved with a lot of different companies, ranging from media, broadcasting, research, e-commerce, logistics, and supply chain. If you see on a scale of 1 to 5, the Philippines is, most of the companies are at the level of 0. So you cannot jump from 0 to 5. The 5 is the ultimate transformation happening in the developed countries. Philippines is, I'll rank less than 1, which is 0. So moving from 0 to 1 is the first step, which means basic. Because the human capital is also not ready if you try to do on a scale of 2 or 3. It involves heavy investments, return might come a little late, and the human capital is, or the workforce is not ready. So you have to move in a very strategic and a very tactical manner, which means baby steps. The moment in my past experience when I tried to do at a scale of 2 or 3, things collapsed because the human capital is not ready. The workforce doesn't understand the technologies to be involved and how to monetize it. And there's a fear that this digital transformation would make me redundant. So you have to play that emotion also. So again, it's all about the baby step, and to win the current manpower by telling them, convincing them that this is only enable you to function more better. It's not about making you redundant and you lose your job. There are two aspects to this. The number one aspect is to invest in technology, specific to the requirement. There is no custom built for the digital transformation. You need to understand the complete process flow, and then you bring in the customized technology to automate that process. That's one part. The another aspect is to invest in the human capital, to train them, handhold them, till they are competent enough to run that particular system on their own. So here in Philippines, people are comfortable for this. Even the big companies are not comfortable for this. At a senior level, here in above SVP level, they are technically 50, 55 or 50 plus. So hand-holding them would be a little difficult. So that is the reason you have to invest in the manager and above class. So then only the monetization happens. So there is little confusion even in the big companies. If I do this, what will happen to this? If I invest this, will they retain with me or they'll go to my competitors? So that is the reason I ranked Philippines less than 1 at a scale of 5. Even Singapore is at a 3 or 4. Please tell me any company which is pure fintech company in Philippines. It's still manual. Still manual. 80% is still manual. Why? Human force. So you have to invest in both of these things. So companies are a little reluctant that I have already invested in this. What happens to this now? So that sentiment, it's a part of a monetization on the both side. It has to be proper fusion between the human capital or workforce and the technology. In logistics, let's say we go to courier sorting. It is happening in Singapore. It automatically sorts on the pin code basis. Here in Philippines, if you put that, it's not rocket science because it automatically sets on the pin code or the barcode where it has to go. But again, that is little expensive. So company says, why have to put that money there? I already have existing manpower, I'll do that. But in Singapore, it's automated again. If you go to New Zealand, if you are going in a lift, you don't require everything manual. Everything is automated through card because there the population is less and still you have to cater to wide services. It's actually a combination of all those three factors which you mentioned. Primarily, it's infrastructure. To quote an example, let's say bank. What will happen to all those retail outlets if we try to digitize it? That's one concern. Number two concern, is the population or the Philippines ready for it? No, we still have more than 85% people unbanked. If you look at the insurance side, technically 3% of the GDP should be for the insurance side investment. Philippines is less than 1.2. How many people have credit cards? So if you try to digitize for the bank specific purpose, you need to let go all those established retail outlets across Philippines. So you have to define. So that's why I say it's a combination of everything. That is the reason there is a confusion whether we should invest now or later, or let first the country be ready, or let's move to the next level. So that's the reason. Big companies have budget. It's not a problem for them. The problem is operational readiness platform is not for Philippines as of now. But at the same time, there is a huge opportunity also for people who are fast movers or pioneers. So it's all about the mindset. So people say, let's wait and watch. Private sector is on track because mostly where I have interacted at the senior level on various industries in different companies, they understand the importance of digital transformation. But I repeat again that on the other side of this aspect is not ready, which is again the work capital, humans, these skill sets and the workforce. So investment has to be on the both side. If you do it only one side, the return would not be there and it's a waste of money. That is happening. The number two, again, the country is not ready in terms of from the, I'll not say economy wise, I'll not say any other wise. I'll again say that the kind of facilities what our people are getting, it's not full-fledged to be completed. So it has to be both sides.
My name is Ace Estrada. I am the less better half of Andy Estrada. So together we run a co-working space, more importantly, a community of freelancers and online entrepreneurs here in Baguio City. So my specialty is e-commerce and entrepreneurship.
My name is Andrea Estrada. Most people call me Andy. And I'm the CEO of Vivix Corporation. Vivix Corporation is academic institution. It's a events management and a lot of other things.
Well, fourth industrial revolution is nothing more than the world changing from being round to being flat. It's the convergence of talent and opportunity in one place, and hopefully that place is the Philippines. And in my wildest hopes, that place should be Calle Uno. So, very simple answer, and this I believe.
For me, it's really about adapting to these new ways of working that would bring about value creation. At the end of the day, amidst all these technologies, it's important for us to remember what makes us happy. So it's also vital for all of us to find new skills, to adapt to changes, know how to react to changes, and find your own purpose. Well, we've been in the business for a long time. Maybe not really in this industry. So we built a company early 2000 and had a lot of teachers because we were from the ESL, English as a Second Language. And over the years, we've seen the landscape change, and we feel that having been in that business for 15 years, we feel like, okay, we want something different. But as individuals, I have a personal motive. I always think that in order for you to grow, you have to surround yourself with dynamic people who have ambitions, desires to become better. So when Ace was doing, when having his midlife crisis, no, I'm kidding. Anyway, well, he wanted to do something different, something new. So he thought about having an Airbnb, but he said, no, that's something that everybody's doing. And in Baguio, and as a quintessential entrepreneur, he said, I want to be with people that I can connect with and do business with or exchange ideas with. And so he said, why don't we build a co-working space? And we saw this little clip of an infomercial about it, and that started it. So maybe can continue.
The happy version. The sad version is that we sold our company in 2016, and they gave us an offer we cannot refuse. And they gave us our salaries, they rented our building, and we were supposed to ride happily forever into the sunset for my retirement, but that was not to be. Once you're an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur. When we sold our company for money, we became corporate slaves. And I had to wake up in the morning trying to justify my salary and my existence. It wasn't happy. We thought we were saving jobs because we sold our company, because we saw the writing on the wall. ESL is on the way out. We should sell it while we still have something to sell. I see her crying in the morning because the company wanted to dissolve a whole division. And this is when I decided that, no, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. Don't want to be an employee anymore. I want to go back to entrepreneurship. I quit my job. I gave up my salary, and I said, we will buy our company back. We will make it whole again. So we acquired this building, and then built it into something what we thought would be an Airbnb, because it's not against our competition clause. But then when we saw the clip that Andy was referring, it was called co-working. It's not new anymore. However, we want to, as an entrepreneur, you always have to find something different, something that differentiates you. And we said, what differentiates our co-working from everything else is me, is us. What it means is that Baguio is a very small city, and we could be influencers for co-working. People would come to us for opportunity, not so much for space, but for an opportunity. I'm the man in the middle. I sell opportunity, I sell talent, I sell inspiration. That it's possible for the world to become smaller as long as you connect the right people. So yes, never has there been a time where opportunity is more sure for Filipinos. And I'm very proud to bring that to the world. We're talented, magaling tayo. Marunong tayo magtanong, saan lang tayo magtatanong. This is our message. This is what we're helping, what we're doing together to help.
The fourth IR, it's something that has been going on. In fact, if I must tell you this, in the education sector, we are already talking about the fifth industrial revolution. But yes, we're still here. The Internet of Things, the artificial intelligence. Personally, I would think my role is really to create avenues for forum, to talk about it, to present researches, to make something out of those data that we gather. But more importantly, and this is my advocacy, is to instill again the values that make people successful. Whatever level of success that would define it for them. But I mean, we cannot forget that while we're advancing in the fourth IR, we should also remember to still embrace the soft skills and then the values.
Yes.
So my role is really to sometimes, when I just talk to people in this community, I do not focus a lot on what they do, but what they're about. You know, that's very important. I mean, most of them are successful here. They've found their niches, they've found their calling. But at the end of the day, there's a lot more important, like what makes you happy, what makes you do this every day, what makes you get up every morning, so finding your purpose. I know these are all things that we see on these memes and what they call this, some posters on Facebook, but they're real. Even in our community, we see a lot of people posting their successes, but behind those scenes, they're still finding the thing that makes them alive. They say there are so many good ideas, but the business plan is not there. The process and the foresight. After the project, what's next? There is an obvious lack of it. So I think you always do that, right? Like after you listen to them, you give them some kind of guidance.
In my ecom workshops, we have something called a third mind. So when people gather together and then they exchange ideas, a third mind comes up, and this third mind is more powerful than the sum of everything. At Kali Uno, we'd like to think, people think that we're selling internet or table space or even good coffee. We're selling ideas. So when they come here, we try to form a third mind. So the people you interviewed, while they're brilliant at what they do not know things about the other things other people are doing. We bring them together and we mastermind. This is true for e-commerce. This is true for entrepreneurship. And even this is true for any business. So we'd like to think of ourselves as a thought leaders in what we're doing here in Baguio. Because
spark the conversation between individuals.
Spark the conversation. We actually have a term for it. It's called collisions. When two people meet, there will always be an exchange of ideas. When I shake your hand right now, part of my atoms in my hand would leave in your hand, and there would be...
Including the virus.
Including the virus. There would be an exchange. Collisions are the thing of the future, and we're happy to be adding to these collisions. I think it's arrogant to say that we're the experts in this and that, because there will always be bigger and better experts than you. The only thing I want to change in my small, humble sphere of influence is the mindset. You know, I've learned over the journey, my entrepreneurship journey, and with Andy especially, is that people do not really buy into what you're selling because we're so cluttered with so many ads and so many ideas. It's not what you're selling, but why you are doing something. So I would like to change people's mindset on the things that they do that they think are important. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to do this and wake up in the morning? What is it for? And then Andy adds, does it make you happy? So together that message I think is powerful, that people can change their lives just by having a complete shift in mindset. And that probably spells all the difference between success and failure. So that is my belief.
The roles, I think what you were saying, and you're right, because, you know, as we've been involved, they say that our generation, we've seen how it changed. remember from the 80s and 90s to 2000 now. In fact, even in the kind of employees that we've had over the decades, we've seen how it's not something like where I'm complaining about. It's just that it really depends on how you manage, how to react to the changes around you.
Yeah.
So the role is really to, I would like to be able to inspire people. I'm not a guru or a philosopher or anything, but because I've seen it change. So I'm able to explain to the old, to the young, how you're going to manage all of these things. And we do this by connecting people, by training them, by talking to them, by giving them ideas how they can improve their lives. So in Calle Uno, we see all people, different walks of life. Like really, the most innovative, the most interesting. We are so lucky. I feel we're so lucky to have had this space in order to funnel people who are interesting. Every day, it's almost like every day I told him, like, maybe you should write a book of all the people we meet. It's gonna be a kaleidoscope of characters. Really, everything is
everything's just so amazing.
People in Baguio are very, very talented, not just in the arts. There are a lot of good ideas here. And very young, and very driven, but at the same time, not willing to venture out. That's a thing. They're content. Not that it's a bad thing. I mean, that's okay. That's your preference. But there's just more that you can do beyond working remotely for other companies, So we encourage people, like here all the time, we see a lot of students coming from Manila, coming here. We've become almost like, this excursion destination. So companies here like Jello's, Harper & Hill, Grab, of course, Blink on the blockchain technology, and Ospin and offshore. These are all successful startups, and when they share their ideas, how they started, their failures. I mean, Jello himself has spoken about his failures a lot of times to these young minds. That alone is something we feel very proud about. Creating the platform, creating the space for them to just connect. I mean, maybe those 200, 400 students would not all succeed, but at least a few of them will have ideas. And that somehow is enough.
We're opening a co-living space. It's the first co-living space in Baguio. It's called Bella Vida, a beautiful life. And Vida also is her second name, Andrea Vida, so beautiful wife. So beautiful life, beautiful wife.
You really have to say that.
Yes, I have to.
Yeah, okay.
Now, the concept is that people come to Baguio and they live there. And more than just being a transient space where you sleep and then wake up and have breakfast and coffee, it's a space when you come out, people are working in the middle and then talking. And you're allowed to stay there as long as you can contribute to the conversation. So the co-living concept is something that's very new. And we're set to do that with the launching of Bella Vida.
In the startup RIT entrepreneur, I told him, like, always try to not just talk to them about ideas. They also have to learn the long-term plan of giving back, of doing something for community, something tangible. I mean, not just about money. When you do a lot of e-com events, we're all focused on how much you can make in this span of time. You also need to make them think about what's beyond yourself, what's beyond your family. The thing about us Filipinos is that we normally take care of ourselves and of our family, but we not forget, but we tend to put it in the last of our priorities, what we can do for community. I mean, I'm not talking about some idealism. Over time, of course, I'm guilty too. When I was a full-time business person. I've just been focused on profit. What's my bottom line? Now that we're older, realize that's not that important. I mean, it's not the only thing.
Patindi ng patindi at tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapakita ng galing ng ating mga TNG aspirants.
You're just too good to be true. It up, you came to get it crunk with a dame, and shit it crunk you back when I was a child.
Abangan ng kanilang performances sa pinakamalaking talent competition sa buong bansa, Tagisan ng Galing.
Tagisan ng Galing is presented by SMC Infrastructure, building a better world. Sanmig sugar-free white coffee, puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na Sanmig sugar-free white coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free. Vet-approved NutriChocs, the only premium dog food with active boost for optimum energy and prebiotics that help strengthen immunity. Just like Catherine Bernardo, gawing listo, ganado ang fur babies niyo. Listo ganado sa NutriChocs. Magnolia Chicken Templados, delicious, ready to cook and freshly marinated daily. Pure Foods Luncheon Meat, pure sarap for every family. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Walang duda, kids can tell na #1 ang Pure Foods Tender Juicy. Ang tender, ang juicy, ang sarap. Co-presented by Cooper, expert in air conditioning and electromechanical. Also engaged in structural, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services. Cooper, your ultimate MEPS and air conditioning solutions. Unlad Incorporated International, fight against global poverty. New San Jose Builders Incorporated. Canrib Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. Vita Herbs Philippines Green Coffee, masarap, mabango, at healthy pa. Puerto Rico Resort and Convention Center, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. I love Puerto Rico. In participation with Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint, Matimco, R Square Variables Incorporated, Compizel Enterprises, Saisho International Trading Corporation, DN Steel, IMAC UPB Roof Corporation.
Listo at ganado ang baby ko sa vet-approved NutriChocs with active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat, with essential nutrients to help them grow healthy and happy. Listo, ganado sa NutriChunks.
The South Luzon Expressway, a 36-kilometer long road that runs from Alabang to Santo Tomas, Batangas, connects several commercial and residential areas in the Greater Manila and the provinces of Laguna, Cavite, and Batangas. This will soon be extended all the way to the province of Quezon.
Hey, Gretchen Ho here, and I'm a white coffee lover. Creamy kasi, and very yummy. Pero mas masarap kung hindi nakaka-guilty. Check my new discovery, Sanmig Sugar-Free White Coffee. Puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na! Sanmig Sugar-Free White Coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free.
Bakit natin ipinagluluto ang mga mahal natin? We want them to feel special. Sa meaty luncheon meat that we serve. If your pure intentions had a taste, it would taste like Pure Foods. Pure sarap, Pure Foods luncheon meat.
Okay, the fourth industrial revolution to me, or fire, is actually continuation of existing technology, but injecting this whole idea and adaptation of the community for technology. Pinapadali lang niya ang buhay natin. Okay. Ultimately, is to help us, community. No? Not to kill our jobs, kill our, to disrupt the Philippines or the industry. Realistically, is to really help us mapadali ang buhay natin. No? At the same time, it's exciting, fire. It's exciting word. It's burning yan eh. Really burning, and it's the future. That's why, for me, I'm excited. At the same time, I'm pushing this initiative to really educate our people here in the Philippines. My name is Angelo Valdez, MD or Managing Director of Harper & Hill, but now it's under a global brand, Morgan Phillips. So I'm representing Morgan Phillips, Philippines. So a lot of companies in Manila, tons of startups, global brands. But if you notice, there's a lot of challenges in terms of traffic, in terms of work-life balance and all that. In our industry, especially in HR, we're doing regional, we have regional reach. And because of the help of the team, because of the help of our so-called trainer and the core team, we managed to educate and train the people here in Baguio. So it's like a passing of skill set, you know. End of the day, it's not about the location, right? Baguio, cost is way better. I'm fond of the lean startup. Then, when we were checking Baguio, relatively in terms of rent, in terms of salary, in terms of talent, we managed to get good talent. But of course, you need to educate them, you need to inject the DNA of the organization that we are trying to build. So we are passing all this knowledge that we learned in Singapore, then here in Baguio. But just to give you in layman's term, mas mura, mas okay, at mas effective pag nandito sa Baguio. So that's the main reason why we are here. We realize that Baguio is full of potential, in terms of balance, in terms of space. If you're an entrepreneur, you want a good environment, good weather, good place to work, but at the same time, talent. And there's tons of universities here in Baguio, which you can absorb good talent. Ultimately, business here in Northern Luzon, just a matter of time, with the injection of all this technology coming for IR. Baguio, La Union, Ilocos is a lot of, quite a lot of talents and opportunities out there. And as an entrepreneur and as part of a big brand, expansion is inevitable, right? And talent, you really need to reach out to talent. Previously, talents reaching out to companies, but now it's different because of technology. Right? You can interview people in where? In San Juan, having a little bit of break, but you can interview them here. They can work there as well. But the thing is, the reach out, using this technology, using all this platform, building the right infrastructure here in Northern Luzon, it's just a matter of time. Of course, with the support of the government, regulatories, and all that. We call it mobile, right? 70 to 80% of users, they use this small thing. Previously, until now, we are using computers. We have this. Of course, we did this in our office. But at the end of the day, if you're mobile, if you need to reach out Singapore, other regions, clients, you only need this. And because of internet, it's basic internet. As long as you have good communication, then you can do business anywhere in the world. Okay, but before we go to 4IR, we need stakeholders internal stakeholders or leaders who will promote this initiative together with the right funding and, right funding. And I mean, look at Indonesia, look at Singapore. They can easily get, necessary funding and support, right? If you want to deploy certain technology, you want to change Philippines, I mean, we're digital transformation. A lot of people are talking about digital transformation, but even the biggest conglomerate here in the Philippines, I will not name the organization, but both multinational and local conglomerate, they're still in a very early stage. Then now we're talking about 4IR, right? But reality check, right? Philippines is really way behind. But we can accelerate it with all the leaders, with all new investors. I've seen it. So we have active investors coming from different regions who really want to pump money to leaders or visionaries because they know that's the only way. There's no other way. But you need technology, you need right funding, then inject it to the society. That's the only way to be effective and for the community to adopt it. Okay, realistically, there's good and bad. But we need to bring balance. Kung may matatakot dyan, hindi tayo. Kasi we're still really on the early stage. Actually, we need to be excited. Why? Because there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of companies who are really bullish to invest here in the Philippines. But vice versa. We need the support of the government. Okay, we need the support of private sector. We need adaptation of the community. So you need to educate them from time to time. Parang nag-aalaga ka ng baby niyan. You have a baby, you need to nurture, educate, nurture them. Invest in vitamin nurture. So it's all funding, okay? Fun. But you really need to guide them. Right guidance. During this stage, we need the support of the government, okay? And the private sector injecting money, okay? And make sure the tech will be executed in the right way. I will not name one of the pilot project, okay? It's really good impact, creating good impact in the community, no? But why do you need to, you should support this initiative. Because at the end of the day, helping the people, it's helping the community, helping the commuters, right? But there's we call balance. No? Hindi lagi pera, hindi lagi ganito. And we need to translate that to new generation, new blood of entrepreneurs. And for investor, of course, it's good na kumikita ang business mo. Because yan ang gusto nila eh. Oy, kumikita. But hindi lang yon. They need to see the value why you are doing this. And they need to, why I'm going to trust you? No? Example ako ba't kita pagkakatiwalaan? Diba? Ba't ko ibibigay yung ganitong amount sa'yo, no, to run this business? Bakit? That's the main question. Bakit? Why? Because I see my vision ka. I know you'll create impact. It's not always about the money. It's about creating impact, but at the same time, tinitingnan nila, may certain DNA ang investor. Ang investor, previous entrepreneur din yan. So they build businesses. They build organization. Now I'm mentoring a few startups. Some nakakuha ng mga funding. During that stage, malalaman ko ba yun kung hindi ako tinuruan ng mentor ko? Right? And we need more people like that. We need people like you because you're bridging the gap. You are sharing this information to people na may ganito pala sa Pilipinas. No? And we need more people. We need investors. We need new ideas, new technology that can, change the dynamics of business here in the Philippines. Actually, day-to-day, sa araw-araw na pag-grocery rito, online, you're buying. This is part of, you're automating the process. It's actually part of, fire. It's the future. Hindi lang natin nakikita na we're using it on a day-to-day lives. The cell phone. Pag bumibili tayo, pag sa transportation, supply chain and logistics. Previously, the process talagang napakahirap. But now they are like, you can check na, verify from end to end. And you can monitor where's the product. Why? Because you can track now. Right? And this is because of the technology. Napapadali ang buhay natin. And that's the objective of this technology, to help us, to educate us. The benefit, right, and the impact in society of fire, actually good. In all honesty, actually they are ready. Why? Because they have access of internet. They just need to, sabi ko nga, you just need to create your account. The problem is, ano ang plano mo sa traditional business mo to make it automated, no? And ang daming avenues that you can get it for free, right? Ano kailangan? We need you to educate them. We need media. We need advertisement. We need proper channeling of information. We need more education with all these kids. Kasi kailangan masabi sa kanila, look, nasa harap niyo yung information, nasa harap niyo yung technology. You just need to use it. Kasi pag ginamit niyo sila, imbis na ang kita niyo ganito, will be doubled by the end of the day. And then it's lean kasi you're not spending a lot. And then you're creating impact. So kahit nasaan ka ngayon, you can do business because of this simple, isang maliit na very powerful tool. We can generate and do business. Yes, marami maapektuhan because of AI, artificial intelligence and all that. Pag alam mo na you will be affected of this change, is an opportunity for you to educate yourself. Kasi magkakaroon ng mga new jobs. Creation of new jobs. Creation of skills. Previously, we don't have SEO. Now we have SEO. And it's part of transformation. You just need to align. Ano ba yung technology ngayon? Educate yourself. Then, tatamaan ka na nga ng change. So this is an opportunity for you to find courses, training, that you can adapt new skill set. Right? Logically, no? Right? And it's an opportunity for you also. Kasi now, you can work in a global brand. It's not about the education anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not about the education anymore. It's about your experience, learning, training. Training. It's very, very important. Sometimes in 3 months experience, compared to they perform, compared to, I'm not comparing, but that's the reality. And they can deliver. They can deliver the jobs. Okay, AI or the effect in job market and all that here in the Philippines. Yes, there's certain degree na maapektuhan. Okay, but there's certain degree that there's a lot of opportunities na darating. Why? Because there's a lot of industries different industries. So you're creating new jobs in different industries. And it's an opportunity for us Filipinos to educate ourselves for a new training program. In terms of the group, because we are part of a bigger organization now, would be ideal if our global marketing guys from the UK will be speaking on the plans on behalf of the organization. But on my side, me as an entrepreneur, ultimately, my plan is to, educate and train more people, right? And also, if there's an opportunity to, educate, especially universities and schools, the value of entrepreneurship and the value of the technology, then I will do it. And I'll do it again. Why? Because that's the only way for me to create impact. If I can duplicate myself, na 3 or 4 o 5 na jello, and promoting this initiative here in Baguio, then I would be happy. And sasabihin ko sa sarili ko, I've done my part. No? And that's our initiative. Sabi nga nila, baliw ka jello. You're doing well in Singapore. You're enjoying the life in Singapore. Then bakit ka bumalik dito? Why? Because I love Philippines. I know the value. And there's a lot of opportunities that can be made here in the Philippines, particularly in Baguio. That's why for entrepreneurs, I'm inviting you guys to join with us here in Baguio. We'll be creating a program together with ACE, showcasing mountain purpose. Kasi maraming magagaling dito. Maraming magagaling sa Manila, pero marami rin magagaling sa Northern Luzon.
And our term of the week is from kidshealth.org. Our terms of the week are IgG and IgM. These are antibodies. The body makes different antibodies or immunoglobulins to fight different things. IgG and IgM are types of antibodies. It is the immune system that makes antibodies to protect the body from bacteria, viruses, and allergens. Immunoglobulin G or IgG is the most common antibody. It's in the blood and other body fluids and protects against bacterial and viral infections. IgG can take time to form after an infection or immunization. IgM, on the other hand, is found mainly in blood and lymph fluid. This is the first antibody the body makes when it fights a new infection. Aside from IgG and IgM, other types of antibodies are IgA, IgE, and IgD, which is the least understood antibody with only small amounts in the blood. And our word of the week is from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." Thank you for watching Open for Business. Join us again in the next episodes of Open for Business for more insights from CEOs, thought leaders, and industry experts promoting business development in the Philippines. See you again every Saturday and Sunday here in Open for Business, where we discuss business information, deliver the latest business news to keep you informed and open for business and be ahead of the curve from vision to action. You're on Facebook Live on Eagle News, and you can watch us again in the video section of the Eagle News Facebook page and on eaglenewslive.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Eagle News. And here is Julianne to tell us about enjoying music beyond the crisis, our online concert for the benefit of the FYM Medical Foundation.
Here are the many ways to donate and be able to help health workers and frontliners through the FYM Medical Foundation as our beneficiary. First, donate via pymy.co/EBC. Just use any Visa, MasterCard, or JCB credit, debit, or prepaid card and donate by logging on to pymy.co/EBC. Just choose an amount you wish to donate and enter your card details. Second, donate via the PayMaya app. If you have a PayMaya account, you can easily donate by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Just log on to your app, click the scan button, point your camera to the QR code that you see on the screen, and enter the amount you wish to donate. Third, donate via PayPal. For PayPal app users, just log on to eaglenews.ph and click the PayPal Donate Now button found at the upper portion of the website. Input the amount you wish to donate, click Use this donation for Enjoy Music Beyond the Crisis, and choose between Donate with PayPal or Donate with a credit card in order to enter your additional information. Fourth, donate directly to the EBC bank account that is flashing on your screens. You can complete transactions online or directly with your banks.
Fifth, donate over the counter using ebc.pay8.app. Just go to ebc.pay8.app or scan the QR code and you can now choose to donate over the counter via the app. After typing your donation details, you can choose your payment options including over-the-counter payments like Palawan Express, LBC, EasyPay, and Cebuana Luwilier. You can also pay through credit and debit cards and mobile e-wallets using the ebc.pay8.app.
Wherever you are in the world, you can easily help those affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, even while at home, through our beneficiary, FYM Medical Foundation. Together, let's all do our part and stand as one against COVID-19.
For Open for Business, this is Cesar Vallejos. We live in interesting times. Have a great